I have hit start recording.
Hey Tony, are we recording?
We're recording.
Screenplay!
I put it up in Discord so you can see my face. Alright, let's man, I got some brain fog. What's this episode about again? It's episode 15.
Yeah.
Alright.
And we are
Alright.
gonna call it the blast from the past.
I was gonna oh fuck, that's the wrong one. I was thinking like retrospective review.
Too many syllables.
Alright. What are you gonna do? Welcome back, everyone. Episode 15. We're doing, what did you say?
I was gonna call it blast from the past.
So we're gonna review some movies that, like favorites that I have, and then I gotta watch a movie that Jordan loves. These are movies from the past, and then we're gonna drop into Secret Invasion, the finale for that thing. So the movies we're reviewing are Interstellar, which is not that old, Robocop from 1987, which is amazing, and fucking Secret Invasion. So let's start it off with my thoughts on Interstellar. Is there anything you'd like to preface this with, Jordan?
Go ahead and hear your thoughts first, and then we'll convene from there.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna go with the good, and then lead into the bad, and then Jordan's gonna argue with me, and then he's gonna tell me how he feels. Apparently.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so visually, this movie was outstanding. A lot of the thought that they put into like what these other worlds would look like, it felt like a different place. It was really cool. Like I genuinely liked like how the one planet was completely water, and then they thought were mountains was actually a wave. I mean, as a viewer, I can look at that and be like, oh, that's obviously a wave because there's tension that's gonna be built. But the characters, you believe them, right? Very cool stuff. The time dilation stuff is pretty accurate, like scientifically. The closer you get to an event horizon, the slower time gets. So the fact that this planet is orbiting a black hole means that you're going to have some relative, issues with time. The bait and switch with Matt Damon felt natural. It flowed well. It was extremely well acted. Honestly, Matt Damon stole the show for me. I thought he was the best out of everybody that was on there. When he comes out of the pod and is like crying, like he's so thankful that somebody found him because he thought he was gonna die when he put himself in the pod. He thought that was it, and he's so thankful that when he comes out, and it's portrayed so well that hit me in my core. I was like, that band's genuinely happy, right? That's about where my likes stop. I don't know why. This was Nolan, right?
Who? Where?
The director of this, the producer?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know why. He did Tenet also. And, like, it just seems like after Batman, this man just keeps getting more and more pretentious.
Yeah, it is.
Like, there's shit in here that does... I sat down and thought about this, and I watched this movie twice. So, like, I put my time into it. I really wanted to like it. But I genuinely feel like the main plot gets in the way. I'm far more interested in the rescue mission than like whether the planet's ending and shit. Like none of that shit was entertaining to me. The characters were not flushed out enough. I didn't give a shit about them. but like trying to land on these planets and save these people, and like Matt Damon's acting and like him being like, fuck this, I'm gonna lie to him just so I can get the hell out of here. Like that felt human to me. That felt real. All the rest of it just felt like something there to advance the plot so that, you know, we could get that story out. I just felt like all of the subplots were far more interesting than the main plot. Back to my point about it being pretentious, nothing in mathematics says that you can go backwards in time once you hit the event horizon of a black hole. Now, I am not an astrophysicist, so I don't know. But everything that I've seen says that the closer you get, the slower it gets. Because the black hole, the gravity in it is so immense that it warps everything down and it slows everything down. So that's like hitting the brakes in your car. It's not the same thing as going in reverse. And the MacGuffin of the they, I was like, well, who the fuck are they? Well, why? Like the whole point of this movie is that you have to solve an equation about gravity that they never explain, or like, and then they solve it, but they don't have to go through the wormhole, because like they just make space stations around Saturn. So like, what was the point of all of it?
What was the point of what?
The whole movie. They didn't have to go through the wormhole.
What are you talking about? Like,
all right, so right away, I like this movie was extremely predictable. We'll get that out of the way. And that's not always a bad thing because sometimes you see the plot points coming a mile away. I think I texted Jordan like 10 minutes in. And I was like, the books flying off the shelf are definitely the dad. And he's like, you're lukewarm. I'm like, all right, well, then I guess it's about the event horizon of a black hole. And then he didn't text me back. But like, so some weird things happening that they don't really go into. And I'm assuming it's some kind of fungus or plant or disease is killing off plant life. And that means the world can't make oxygen. So we either have to find a way off the planet or figure out a way to stop this thing from killing everything. So that's a problem. Like, explain this a little bit better. Like, give me a reason to give a shit. It's slightly in the future, right? Did they ever give us a date?
No, not that I remember, but we could be wrong.
So they got like governments are shutting down. It's told very well in that regard. Like it's shown through osmosis, right? So like they're fucking chasing that drone. Whoops, my bad. They're chasing that drone, and they're like, "Oh man, it's an Indian one from before the government shut down," right? And you're like, "All right, well, the world's ending, everything's collapsing. It makes sense." That was pretty good storytelling, but they never really flush out why the world's ending.
I mean, I think you just kind of have to. I mean, the dust storms, right? Like that's a big one.
Nah, that was only his area. The dust storms were only in his area. That's like a thing. Those old people that were talking about it, like that's a historical documentary. I've seen that before.
Yeah. So I mean, like beyond that, that's all you need. If, in my opinion, like all I had to be shown was that the world was ending. The scenes of where the government's collapsing, the dust storms are ruining the crops. It's harder and harder to be a farmer. Stuff like that. That's all I needed. And I'm like, all right, I get it. World's ending. That's the main reason why we need to go find other planets to inhabit. Honestly.
Okay, so I'll agree with you. All right, so like I could be being too critique on that. I'll give you that, okay? But we didn't have to. That's my entire point.
There's no other reason to buy into why we're going to search for other planets. Like,
but we don't need to. They didn't. They colonized a space colony. In the end of it, that's my entire point. Well, none of the movie mattered.
No, I think the problem was that they needed to find a planet to inhabit. Because basically what it was, that was like the last ditch effort. I think so, because
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway ends up saying like, "Yeah, we're only here to restart the human race. Like, we're not bringing anyone home." Them solving.
Well, that was the bait and switch, right? So like they said that they'd solved the equation decades ago, and he knew that there was no way to do it, right? Like they would need to see the inside of a black hole to actually solve it. So they sent because it was Anne Hathaway's dad,
yeah,
right, and he lied to everybody and said that he'll figure it out, but he actually figured it out decades ago. And he lied to main character. I can't remember his name. Cooper. He lied to Cooper and said like he'll figure it out by the time he gets back, so he can save his kids. He knew that sending him out there, they were not coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the fact that Cooper went through into the black hole and somehow, through space magic, talked to his daughter in the past. Gave them the equation to solve it so that for whatever the fuck they're trying to solve, because I still don't understand it, but now they don't need to go through the wormhole. They could just make space colonies now. Because in the end of it, they're in a space colony. They're not on Earth. They're on something orbiting Saturn.
I mean, I think it had something to do with solving the first equation, right? And it was gravity.
But why? How's that help them?
Well, see, now there's a difference. I think there's certain parts where I realize people who don't know enough about a subject to make a truly 100% accurate movie. Yeah, there's just some things that you have to be like, okay, cool. I get it.
No,
cool.
I get you. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm trying to say. So, like, my suspension of disbelief was okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was invested. I'm like, all right, let's do this. And overall, I did enjoy the movie. I'm just saying that, like, why? What about this equation was going to help anything? Like, does it make the disease not there in the crops anymore? Does it enable them to float? Like, what does it do? They never really tell us.
Yeah, I think honestly the way I watched the movie is after the equation. Obviously, that's whenever you get the floating space colonies. So I feel like that equation equaled that.
But why?
I didn't need to know why. I don't need to know what aspect of dimension it fucked with. Right? That's it. That
all
was
right,
the key piece.
all right. That's fair. Cooper and his daughter, great.
Yeah.
Cooper and his fucking son, completely thrown out the door.
Yeah.
It was the dumbest fucking thing that I've ever seen in a movie. How can this man love his daughter so much, but give no shits about his son? They don't even talk about him at the end of the movie. They act like he didn't exist.
Well, also, I feel like his son in the movie kind of disowned his dad.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He fucking sent him videos of his kids and shit. Like, he was the only one sending videos for the longest time, and his fucking dumb bitch daughter didn't send shit until she was trying to talk to somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I just kind of chalked that up to he died.
Just didn't tell me he died. I'm okay with that, but like they just forget about him.
Well, hell, you're all about show, don't tell. Kids. So
yeah, well, show his grave.
They didn't show him, therefore he doesn't matter.
Fucking pan over the man in the ground, like I don't know, like they wasted Alfred's character. I don't know that guy's name. He's an English actor, but he had like 4 scenes, and he's amazing. They completely wasted him. He should have been far more prevalent. Anne Hathaway's character also fucking completely wasted. She I just felt like they didn't spend enough time with everybody else, and I just didn't care about them. I did care about Cooper, and I did care about his daughter, and motherfucker, I cared about his son more than he did.
Really? I really didn't care for his son. But, maybe that's why. But I liked Anne Hathaway. I didn't think she was wasted. It could, I know what you're gonna say. It could have been any other female actress, but
100%.
That could be the exact same for anybody. It didn't have to be.
No way, dude. No way. Look, the robot was more compelling than Anne Hathaway's character. I remember Tarz's name. What's her name?
I don't know.
Exactly.
But to be fair, you just watched this movie twice. I have not seen it for a while.
And I don't remember her name.
Well, maybe if you weren't trying to figure out what the equation meant and actually listen to the movie, you'd know her fucking name.
No, man. The robots were cool, dude. I liked them.
Yeah,
the black guy was even cool, but, like, still, I didn't know who he was. And, like, they show him, like, 20 years. He's like, I didn't think you guys were going to come back. And then next scene, fuck it, we're done.
Yeah, honestly, that was a really cool scene, too.
I just feel like I feel like if they cut out the main plot of this about like all the time shit and the pretentious bullshit, like just take that away, we'd have an amazing movie. You know, like about these 6 people, like, you know, the 4 people going out there, or 3 people. Yes, 3 people going out there trying to save these other 2 people. Like, that would have been really interesting to me. And, like, Cooper, the whole time, he's only awake for, like, what, 2 days? And it takes, like, 40 years? Like, that shit's cool.
Yeah.
Him spending an hour in a fucking room full of rooms, like, pretentious bullshit. I don't care about it.
You talking about whenever he's using the 5th dimension?
Yeah. That's stupid. I don't like it.
Oh my god, Tony.
It's dumb.
You're
it's
just
dumb.
You're just a critic at this point.
All right, man. I just didn't think it was cool. I thought it was filler. I cared more about Matt Damon blowing his ass up and him like fucking Cooper like flying in there and like spinny and like docking anyways. That shit was cool.
Yeah.
Far more interesting.
No, dude, what?
The dynamic between the daughter like feeling awful about not talking to her dad for 20 years. Like, that shit is compelling to me. Like, that I like. The fucking MacGuffin about 5th dimension plucking strings is stupid. It didn't add anything to the story.
It did. It gave the equation.
Well, this is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
It does,
Like,
because otherwise they're on Earth. Like, that's what happens, and then the world ends. Like, that's...
But it didn't have to be that. It could have just this. The whole thing I prefaced with, take that bit away, you have a better movie.
No. And it brought it. I mean, yeah, sure, everyone dies. I'm sure you would have liked that ending a lot more. But
No. All right, hear me out. Like, Christopher Nolan, like, give me a fucking call. I'll give you this shit for free. Remake this entire movie, but make the equation how to fucking cure the weird death moss virus. So that people can live on the world again. And the only way that they can figure that out is to go through the wormhole into these 4 planets. And make the whole thing about just rescuing these people. And getting the answer to the equation. Take out all that other pretentious bullshit, you'd have a better movie.
No, man. No way. I like the fucking floating space station. It made it feel like humans had evolved. Like, it was a good movie to feel like a human. That's what I'm gonna say. If we had just cured another fucking disease on the planet, I would have been like, all right, well, we're still in the same. It's gonna get fucking ruined some other time too. So,
Dude, you should watch Mobile Suit Gundam, because like all the space colonies in them are exactly like that. Like, you look up, you see like the ground on the other side.
dude, I thought
I agree with you. That was a cool scene. I'm not gonna lie. I was excited about seeing that. And I'm just saying that I'm tired of this guy making movies where he doesn't understand the concepts that he's trying to put into his movies. And it's fucking pretentious. Did you see Tenet?
No.
Literally, it's a movie about going backwards in time. And you know how they do it? They fucking walk backwards, Jordan.
Yeah, but the thing is like, here's the thing. Just why is it that, like, when people see something that doesn't add up to the science hasn't proved that we can even time travel, period. So just believe that this is
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have. No, they did it with particles. They genuinely did.
Time
They did it
travel
with
or
like particles. Yeah, yeah. Like literally, they observed like something being in a place at two separate different times. A particle. I'd have to look it up, man. I'm not again. I'm not a scientist, but I remember reading an article about this. It was a big.
can we
big
recreate it?
accomplishment. Yeah, it was at the Collider. Yeah, like it's physically possible in the realm of physics.
And it's time travel, not just teleportation.
Yeah, like we observed a particle in two locations at the same time. A single particle. So yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't sound.
But I get what you're saying, man. I'm a huge sci-fi fan. Okay, so like there's always some dumb shit like fake magic thing that makes it all work. Like I'm a big Star Trek fan, right? Like they go faster than light. That's not possible in the realm of physics. So they have a MacGuffin called like I think it's dilithium crystals. Like they're not real things, but they make the science work.
Yeah.
This movie just plays fast and loose with a lot of those concepts that like we actually understand. And it's just told in a way that's like, hey man, look at my cool shit. Look how smart I am.
I just feel like this wasn't a movie where I felt that it needed to be accurate, right? I didn't need a science lesson. I think I just enjoyed the adventure.
That's true. This is definitely more a movie of faith than science, and Cooper is a great character.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
So is Murphy.
See, that's the thing about yeah. I agree. But that's the thing about his work, dude. Like the director's work, like even like what was the other one? The Dream one. Fuck, Inception.
Yeah.
Like there's so much good about it that like you have to like put on blinders for the shit that's bad.
Wow.
And there's a lot really good about Interstellar. It's just that like I give it a 7 out of 10.
That's
insane. And that's 7.5.
That's insane.
I'm sorry, man.
You're telling me first. All right, hold on. You're telling me that you rate a Transformers movie over this one?
Yeah. Because it doesn't try to be something that it can't be. And this movie, I feel like, does. And I don't feel like it's very good storytelling. But 7.5 out of 10 means it's a good movie.
You're crazy, man. That's insane.
Right.
Look, to say that it wasn't good
it's almost an 8 out of 10. If it's an 8 out of 10, does that make you happy?
No.
It's definitely not an 8 out of 10.
Oh my god. No.
I will not even come close to a 9.
Let's see what Rotten Tomatoes says.
7.95. All right, I'll give it what a 77% is what I'm gonna say.
You're
77% critic score. Audience score is probably gonna be like fucking 89, 90, 85 to 90.
Well,
I'd almost put money on it.
Tomato meter is a 73%.
Yeah.
Audience score is
makes
an 86%.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think this is one.
I agree with that.
I think this is one of the best movies I have seen that I didn't have a biased opinion towards.
That's okay, Jordan. I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
Yeah, but I don't think these ratings, like the ratings, almost pissed me off more than you. You went into this movie trying to be a critique. I know exactly how you watched it.
Dude, I go into every movie critiquing it. Okay, so it's not like.
Well, you sure as hell don't critique Transformers enough. Because I'm telling you right now, we just watched Endgame and fucking Infinity War in the
I don't
same movie.
See the Endgame. I don't see that. But anyways,
I'm about to make a TikTok.
No, I thought I gave it a 7 out of 10. I thought I made it a 7 out of 10.
You did.
I have to go back and review that. Yeah. So I'm technically rating this higher than the Transformers.
I don't think you did rate it a 7 out of 10. I think it was higher.
Like okay, so like I enjoyed Transformers more than this movie.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that it's a better movie. It just means I enjoyed it more.
Yeah. No, I get that. It's just like I feel like I don't understand where I can understand your points because I kind of can see what the type of thoughts you were going into it with. Like the tomato meter, I just want to know why it's a 73% of the tomato meter. What the fuck do these?
You'd have to go into the reviews.
Listen,
man. I don't know.
You little fucking slimy fucks at tomatoes.com. All right. You motherfuckers are shitting on everything good in this fucking world.
I want to see if they need a job. They need another reviewer, man.
Well, fuck, they probably just listen to this
like
podcast
I get along
at this point.
But yeah, so I enjoyed the movie. I'm happy that I watched it. Just the Nolan films, just for me, are they're just not hitting right after Batman. They're just a bit pretentious. Go watch Tenet. You'll know it's way more egregious than this movie was, and you'll understand what I'm saying completely.
Well, I mean, I feel like Inception is an egregious film too, right? But also,
yeah, it's a little bit, yeah.
But
yeah.
there's just
it's
things
pretentious.
that there's a difference. I think you sit down and you try and think about how it could happen, maybe, or like what the MacGuffin is. I just sit down and I just like, oh my god, this is awesome, and I just consume it, and then I'm like, that was a great story.
Jordan, I don't go into anything looking for anything. I just understand storytelling. So, like, when a fucking person comes on screen, they don't talk to them and the camera doesn't stay on them for 5 seconds, I know that character doesn't mean anything. Like, it's not like I'm like, oh, which person in this scene doesn't mean anything? Who's going to die first? It's just, I see it and then I understand it. Like the fucking books thing. Fucking books are flying off the shelves and they stayed on it so long, and she says it's my friend the ghost. I'm not afraid of him. It's not a ghost, honey. Don't worry about it. Oh man, my fucking lander broke, but it wasn't me. It was the ghost. Oh honey, the ghost ain't real. All right, they're telling us to pay attention to the fucking ghost. It's gonna come up later.
Yeah,
that's how I watch movies.
Yeah, I wish they would have been more subtle about it, because when I first watched it, I was just curious about what the books were. I wasn't trying to figure it out because, first of all, I definitely wouldn't have predicted fifth dimensional interaction with himself.
I swear to God I did. Dude, and as soon as they give the watch, right, and they show it like 3 seeds, and then she chucks it, and then he picks it up, and then like watch comes up again, I was like, oh, well, they're gonna fucking solve the equation through the watch.
Morse code. Such a cool ass movie. I can't believe you thought the fifth dimension box wasn't one of the fucking coolest things ever.
I mean, I don't know, man.
It was a great idea. It was the greatest idea I think I've ever seen. I didn't have to know who they were. All I knew is that there were just other beings, right? Like there were more superior beings than us. And
no, he even says they're us. He says they're us. Far into the future.
Probably, okay.
He's talking to fucking Tars about it.
Even with that, I mean, it's just a higher being. Whether they're us or not, they're still of a higher power. Just because, I mean, I guess they have more dimensions at their disposal. But we can't physically comprehend them, so they had to, like, dumb it down and make this, like, box form to get him to be able to tell the equation to his daughter, so that way she could solve it. That way they could get to that point of being them.
Okay, so answer me this, right? So gravity is how they do this. Gravity is the only thing in this continuity that can travel backwards in time, right?
Yeah.
Right? And they use gravity to create a wormhole to send them into a different galaxy for no reason. But they use it, right? Mm-hmm. So why didn't they just fucking do that in the beginning and give them the equation?
Do what?
They used gravity to fucking start this whole thing. And they sent the people messages and they said, we call them they. Why did they need Cooper to do it with his daughter? Why didn't they just fucking pluck the strings themselves and give him all the information? It doesn't make sense, Jordan.
Well, I feel like no. So I think the problem with that is like they it's all a time thing, right? So I mean, like at the end of the day, as much as it looks like it's completely out of the book or like just completely deranged and off track, it all happened for a reason, and I feel like I'm willing.
Magic Space Aliens.
Yeah, I'm willing to buy
Cooper. Magic Space Aliens wanted Cooper to get along with his daughter better.
I mean, sure, that's fine too. I can understand why they didn't why the black hole didn't mean anything to the equation for the entire group, because that wasn't the mission that they were going for. So
exactly, and that's why that's where my complaint comes in. But anyways, we don't need to talk about it for the next 2 hours. I enjoyed the movie. 7.5 out of 10. Didn't give me anything I needed to think about afterward. It was a complete story.
I was definitely thinking about it afterward. That's why I'm giving it a fucking 9.8.
9.8?
Yeah.
This is almost a perfect movie?
Yeah.
Bro, my favorite movies of all time, I don't give 9.8s.
Well, Tony...
Like, Robocop coming up, I give that a solid 8 out of 10, and that's probably my second favorite movie of all time.
Look, I'm going to be honest. That's a reflection on you, not me. We are moving into RoboCop. We should have done RoboCop first.
See, this is the problem, Jordan. Remove my opinion of a different movie from your opinion of this movie.
Yeah. No, unbiasedly, I think I'd give it.
Oh, save your rating.
Oh.
What's the good? Oh my God, he's searching. He's like, was there anything good?
Dude, to be honest with you, I can't say, it's not like the acting was super great, right? Like, it was just a good enough story to watch. This is my honest opinion. I think acting overall in modern day, I think is just better than in this type of movie. I will say this: Red Foreman, loved him as a character.
He's fantastic, dude. Yeah. His acting is
he's probably the best one.
On point. Absolutely. Yeah.
And the only memorable one, in my opinion. It's hard to say the main. I like the main character. He looks cool, but he's meant to play a robot, so it's
Yeah.
You can't really judge acting, I guess. I mean, he was good at being bad at acting, because he's a robot. So I guess maybe he's good at acting. I don't know.
Exactly. You're picking up on it. Anyways,
I feel like I could go play that robot, and it would be kind of the same.
Understand that this is where the thought of how people move as a robot came from. Like, there wasn't anything before this. He created that movement style.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, after I watched this movie, it made me crave to watch the modern movie, because I wanted to see how much better it got.
That, yeah. It didn't.
I mean, I feel like I didn't like the movement of the guy. I felt like it was just,
I mean, that's a reasonable critique. Yeah.
I feel like he's supposed to be this badass, and he's just constrained. Don't get me wrong, he was badass. I bought into it. I wasn't trying to critique it, so I bought into it. I'm like, okay, I get it. Cool. He's bulletproof, fucking super aim, all that cool stuff. The wife and the kid, you can basically take them out of the fucking movie.
Yeah, you could, but you need the scenes of him, seeing them, but they don't need to be present.
Yeah. You honestly could have put any other scene of him being himself before. You could have probably made a little bit more of a memorable impression with him and his partner, instead of him having a wife and a kid, maybe.
Okay, so hear me out here. I'm not going to be defensive of this, because I think that is a reasonable critique, but this may change your perception of it a little bit. RoboCop is not Alex Murphy. So like that scene is important because he is a robot who is remembering humanity. So he's not the same person.
Yeah.
Alex Murphy died. So he's like, why am I getting all these flashes of memories? I'm going to go to this house and see what's going on because something weird's happening. And he keeps getting all these flashes of, you know, his wife coming out of the shower with the robot and his kid like asking him to play baseball, I think. I don't remember. But it confuses him. So I think that scene's very important for understanding that this robot is like remembering what it was like to be a person.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like there's a moment, I'm pretty sure, when he's Robocop that he spins the gun, right? And that's all kind of connected to his kid.
Yeah.
I just feel like, sure, give me a different reason other than his kid wanting him to be the fucking superhero on the TV or whatever TV show it was from. Give me a different reason, because at the end of the day, it just looks like he died, and then whenever he's not Alex Murphy, sure, but then he remembers what it's like to be a human, and then the kid and the wife are just fucking. That's it. You know, like.
So they do flush it out in the second one, and don't watch the second one because the second one's like legitimately bad,
okay.
like really fucking bad.
Yeah.
But they do flush it out a little bit in the second one, where like they press charges on him, like they sue the company.
Oh, okay.
His wife does because he keeps like fucking showing up at like events and shit.
Probably shouldn't watch that. Honestly, just what I would have done: take all the wife and kid scenes and just make the scenes of him and his partner. Maybe doing more stuff, maybe falling, like getting an emotional attachment before Robocop, before he became Robocop.
So it's very important that Lois was not a love interest, right? Like that's very important. That's why she's got short hair. It doesn't matter whether she's a woman. Like it was just a person to be there to be his partner.
But I don't know why. Why is that important?
Because that's your ride-along character. So like when a narrative is told, there's always one character where you're supposed to like insert yourself. You know, like, so you can empathize. That's why they don't typically have a shitload of dialogue, and their dialogue is usually what you expect them to say. So she's the ride along. Like, if this were to happen to somebody you know, like, what would you do? That's how you're supposed to perceive it. That's why she's an androgynous, like, could be man or woman situation.
See, that's just like, I don't know. I don't think it made the story better. And in my opinion, I think it would have been better if they had a love interest. Then he became RoboCop, and he just didn't feel the same for her. But him remembering, like, maybe him caring for her and, like, you know, go through the flashbacks of them growing in a bond or something, that makes him feel the humanity rather than him having a wife and kid and then just saying, fuck it. Because in the last scene, she basically fucking helped save the guy. Like, that would have been more memorable.
So, but it's not. I think you're still seeing this as Alex Murphy, because like when he spins the gun the first time, that's not supposed to be a link to the kid. That's a link to Alex Murphy. He doesn't even realize he's doing it.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's your first that's your first clue that Alex is still in there somewhere.
Yeah, but the problem is I don't need to. It's not that I think it's Alex Murphy. I think it's. Regardless of if it is the wife and the kid that gave him the flashback to get him confused to start thinking about humanity.
A small thing, like fine, take that one scene out. It was like fucking 30 seconds of a movie.
But I'm saying like they showed the wife and kid a lot, right? Like that was no, almost,
not really,
dude.
There's only one scene where he's walking through the house where you get a lot of that.
No, so there's a scene before he becomes RoboCop where he's actually memorizing. Where he's like going through talking to his kid. Then whenever he's getting shot, he goes through the flashbacks thinking every time he gets shot, he's going through the flashbacks thinking about his family and his kid, right? And then as he's the robot, he goes through and watches his wife and his kid. And
it's like a total of 1 minute of footage.
Sure.
Throughout the entire movie.
Sure, but like still, you know, we compare. How long is RoboCop? Like an hour and 40 minutes?
I don't really know. I don't remember. So an hour and 39 minutes, sure, man.
And
take them all out.
Interstellar was how long? probably closer
Like
to
2 hours and 40 minutes.
yeah, closer to 3. So when we take the amount of time, we probably looked at the stop or the little fucking watch, and we take the amount of time and we compare the two between how long the movie was and how much of the MacGuffin.
No. I didn't say the watch was a bad thing.
No.
I
I'm just
said
saying
that
we
I
saw that a
understood
lot.
what it was.
Yeah, we saw it a lot, so it was important.
And it's telling you it's a reason, right? And like, man, like I can't disagree with you more. I think like that tells you he doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know how to love, and he's remembering what it was like to love, and he doesn't know why. I think it's incredibly important to the story.
I just think,
and I don't think it would be better with the partner at all.
I to be honest, I just don't think it was good with a wife and kid. It kind of sucked.
All right,
but
man.
Regardless, even then, I like the message, right? Like, big corporation basically trying to profit off of the destruction of others, realistically.
Yeah, man.
And, giving themselves a way of, like, basically an immunity from that.
So the subplot was that they bought law enforcement, which is fucking wild. Could you imagine if that happened? Like, it could happen.
It almost is happening.
Yeah. So, like, if Ford Motor Company bought the Detroit Police Department, fuck, man.
God, there's some fast cars.
And then this guy doesn't sign up for a program to be dissected and put into a machine. He's just property.
Yeah.
They just look at him as property.
Yeah. And like, that's all cool. That's I like that. It was just one of those older movies that I felt like had some cheesiness to it.
There's definitely some cheese.
Yeah. But to be honest, like, the practical effects, I liked them.
They're not bad, right? Yeah.
The stop motion
was rough.
Isn't as good as CGI. Like, I'd rather watch CGI.
No, not at all.
But it wasn't.
Dude,
as
the scene
jarring.
at the end.
Yeah.
The scene at the end where the guy's fall and his arms are like 12 feet long.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
Yeah, and in my opinion, right? Like, what is this? 1987? Fuck.
Yeah,
In my opinion, like,
yeah.
in my headcanon, they're using, like, fucking Steve Jobs is still creating the Apple computer in his basement at this point, right? So,
Yeah.
technology wise, sure. It was a really good movie for what I, in my headcanon, think they had at their disposal.
That explosion at the gas station?
Yeah.
That actually was so big that they had to change their filming locations. And, like, there's laws in Texas now against, like, filming in public areas because of it. Apparently it, like, shattered windows, like, for miles around the building.
Jesus
It was
Christ.
so big.
That's funny. Other than that, I thought the movie was entertaining. I probably wouldn't watch it again. I'd probably show it to my kid. But that's about it.
Really?
Yeah.
This movie, there's a lot of questions that it asks that it makes you think about. And I think the more you watch it, it's like a fine wine. Like, the better it gets. But I respect that you don't want to watch it again. That's fine. It's really about, like, the subplots are all about corporations and, like, how evil they are and how much we can't just let them take over. And the direct plot is about what it means to be alive and be a person. I don't know. I really like this movie.
Yeah,
what would you rate it?
I think I'd rate it. I'd probably rate it 8.
That's what I rate it. Yeah, 8 out of 10. It would be a lot higher without the stop motion. Cause the Ed 209's cool. I could get past that, but that last scene, like, that's a full point away, and that's only like 2 seconds of the movie, but it's bad.
Yeah, like I said, I'm willing to I can put a lot of things in the blinders as long as it's an entertaining story. And I think that's why Interstellar was so high on my rating compared to RoboCop. But also, it's like I said, it makes me kind of want to go see the reboot, just to see. RoboCop.
The reboot's not as good.
I haven't seen Blade Runner either, and everyone talks about Blade Runner. I need to go watch.
Ooh.
I need to watch that one.
We gotta pause for a second. I have a phone call.
All right.
Hello?
So
Sorry about that.
very good.
Got a sleep study tomorrow to figure out if I have sleep apnea.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Does that mean?
It's
Well,
gonna be great.
I mean, hell, at least the technology is good enough to where you might not have to have a CPAP.
I might.
I'd
be okay with it.
I think they have newer stuff. It's kind of like less invasive.
Well, I mean, if it makes me not a dirtbag in the morning and able to sleep all night, I don't care if it's a tube down my throat. I'll do it every night.
I don't care if it's a finger up my butt.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
All right, so RoboCop remake. The graphics are cooler. The story is fucking way worse.
Does he have a wife and kid?
Yep,
Oh.
and they're way more prevalent. Way more prevalent.
Well, then that's probably better. Is the partner hot?
Fuck off, dude. He doesn't have a partner.
Even better. See, go one way or the other.
Yeah, they took all the good things about this movie, they distilled it into like 3 scenes, and then they just made a different movie. There is, however, one scene where like they disassemble him and show him all of like the only organic parts that are left, and the horror that the guy shows is pretty good. It's a really good, well acted scene. But like the crux of RoboCop is this is a robot. It's not Alex Murphy. And in the new one, it's Alex Murphy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just they kept him alive. So
Yeah.
go watch it, make your own opinion. But I think the original's far superior.
All right. Still a good rating, even for
Yeah.
shitting all over my
What's
favorite movie.
I didn't shit all over it. Look, you just gotta be open to the critiques, man. It's fine. It was a good movie.
All right. So Secret Invasion.
Wait. What Rotten Tomatoes rate this?
Oh, that's a good point. Let's check it.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I will actually. You might see me walk off this fucking podcast.
It's definitely rated higher. I guarantee you, it's rated higher than Interstellar.
Who the fuck are these people? It's a 91%.
I mean, it's a great fucking movie, man.
With a
It's a great
lower
movie.
audience score. That at least is better. So
Yeah, it's a great movie.
I don't understand these people. What do they do? What?
Dude, it's like movies from the 80s, you just don't get these kind of cerebral movies anymore that like they don't pull their punches and like they expect you to think about it. Like nowadays movies are just blunt and all for show. Like they just don't make movies like this anymore.
I need to know who the fuck runs this place. First of all,
It's user reviews, man. You sign up to be a critic.
Are you shitting me? I'm about to sign up. This is asinine. There's no way that
It's
there's
not.
anyone.
It's not asinine. It's not asinine. It's an amazing movie.
All right, so I'm going to tell
It's
you.
okay that you don't like it.
No.
That doesn't
The
make
fact
it
that this
bad.
is rated 91% is insane, though.
No, it's not.
I guarantee you, the only reason this is all the way up there is anyone who has signed up for this website is above the age of probably 38, 39, maybe. That's the only reason.
What the fuck does that have to do? You were being age biased now.
I am.
You think that just because you're younger than me that somehow your tastes are better?
It's the same thing of when people say like, "Oh, the original Star Wars movies are fucking So good. It's like, no,
No,
they're
they're terrible,
not.
dude. No, they're not good. They're not good.
That's
And
exactly
they're
what I
not
just
good.
watched.
They're not good. Dude, no, this movie's way better than any of the Star Wars movies. That you may get better enjoyment out of them, but like narratively speaking, like it's structured and paced far better. Look, it's okay that you didn't enjoy it at 90%, but we're talking about one fucking point difference here. You were close to it. And there's no reason to be outraged.
That's an 11-point difference for me. I cannot believe this is a 91. That is all right. I just want to say this.
I can.
That movie is hold on.
I'm holding.
That movie is almost tied, tomato meter wise, with Endgame.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
Hold on.
Jesus Christ, man.
We're gonna look at one more thing.
Dude, this is everybody
This movie
who is
is-
watching this.
This movie's rated higher than Infinity War.
So anybody who's watching this right now, this is Jordan realizing that he has bad taste in movies.
No, this is
Like,
me
he's having the
realizing
epiphany.
that Rotten Tomatoes is run by a bunch of fucking boomers.
Look up a different website. It's a fucking
another
great
one.
movie, dude. IMDb.
I'm not gonna trust your judgment or your suggestion of what website to look up.
Oh my god. Look, Infinity War is fucking fantastic, but you need all the other movies to make it fantastic.
Well,
So, like, standalone narratively, like, I can see why this would be better. But, like, with all of the other knowledge, like, yeah, there's some give and take there.
IMDb does have it rated as 7.6. I can stomach that. 7.6 out of 10. I'll take it. With a 70 Metascore, I think that might be a little low ball.
Yeah.
But let's see what the. It's rated a 60 by the Christian Science Monitor. What does that mean?
All right. Well. Yeah. So, anyways, we can move on, but like,
Yeah.
RoboCop's it's an iconic movie, and it's done more for filmmaking than any movie that you have ever seen has done. So we'll leave it at that.
Not in today's age. James Cameron Avatar did it.
Oh man, we should have talked about the wave with water, or Way of Water. What a terrible movie.
Dude, I thought it was good. It entertained me.
Man, where did Unobtainium go?
Who?
The MacGuffin from the first movie.
Well,
They're there to get that rock called Unobtainium, right?
Uh-huh.
In the first movie.
Yeah.
Where'd that go?
Doesn't
In the
matter.
second movie, where'd it go?
Doesn't matter.
Why?
Because now they're out for
Why?
revenge. And it isn't about the rock anymore.
No, they're getting fucking whale goo.
Well, no.
And the
that's-
whale goo's worth less than Unobtainium.
So,
It's so fucking dumb, man. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It is a fucking spectacle, though. Gorgeous movie.
yeah. I thought the story was great.
All right. Well,
But then again, I didn't watch the first one again before I watched the second one. So I didn't even remember there was a rock.
I watched them back to back, and like I didn't like the first one, but I felt like the second one was better than the first one. I'll give you that.
That's good.
I didn't like that the one chick is fucking Navi Jesus, though. I think that's stupid. No, she is. You know,
I
the
mean,
Immaculate Conception.
it's not like she's OP or anything. She just became useful at the end.
She can just like magically is good at all things and breathe underwater. And in the next movie, she's gonna turn that water into wine.
Yeah. And she's just gonna become a bread, like a bread mold.
Yep.
All right, Secret Invasion.
Dun 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 dun. I I am gonna go out there and say that maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I think that the last episode actually hurt the entire series more than it helped. What do you think?
Actually, let me hear more about why you think that, because I'm actually curious.
So they're pretty much like I saw the whole thing coming a mile away that it was going to be Gaia in that room,
Yeah.
right? And
Well, I didn't, but yeah, go ahead.
what? How could you not?
I don't
think Fury's gonna go in there and kill himself.
Between us, though, is because I didn't know what was happening. I honestly thought that the people had to be in those little fucking contraptions for them to be clones.
But they've shown you that's not in this series. They showed you that that's not the case.
When?
The one dude turns into Fury and shoots the chick in the very beginning of the movie.
I guess you're right. I completely
episode 1.
I completely went over my head, I guess.
All right, we move on. So, anyways, I knew that was going to happen. I don't see how she would be able. It wasn't believable to me that she would beat that guy's ass because he's a better trained assassin and he's had the powers longer, right? So I don't know why all of a sudden she can just turn into badass female and murder him. Spoilers: she kills what's his name, Gravik.
Yeah,
kills him. And the whole thing with Fury I thought was okay, but like it's just more of the MCU like taking male characters and like pushing them down to where they can't function without the female characters. Like in the end of it, I liked that he got along with his wife, and I thought that was good. But then he's like, oh man, I can't really function. I'm better with you here, so like I need you to do this stuff because I can't. It's just more demasculating characters in the MCU. That and it just felt too neat, like too nice. They just tied up every knot and threw it out. The stuff with the president was good, like the whole like go kill all the aliens thing. Mm-hmm. Not good. Let's rephrase that. It was compelling.
Yeah. So I agree. There were a lot of things I wanted in this last episode, which I thought it was being built up to. And I was kind of let down because I'm going to be honest, I don't know if Nick Fury even needed to be in this.
Well, I mean, he didn't solve any of the problems, but like he was the motivator. He still could have been and not even been on Earth. I mean, you're right.
Yeah. And so that in itself, for this to be such a big spectacle about Nick Fury, the problem was solved with strength. And like he even said it in the 5th episode where he's like, the only thing I got is the important part of that. What he says is the only thing I have is what a single mother gave me between my ears, which is his brain. Like he's just a master chess player.
Yeah.
That did not come to play in the 6th episode. And realistically, the fucking English woman stole the spotlight from Nick Fury.
And that's more demasculating the character, right? Like she was smarter, she was better than Fury was. And now at the end of it, she's forming an alliance with Gaia, so they're going to recreate the whole thing with Fury and Talos, but they're going to do it better because they're women power.
Yeah. As long as they don't convene on, that once a month schedule, then everything is going to be okay.
If they don't cross lines. One thing too, I honestly expected Talos to come back somewhere. The fact that he didn't at all, now looking back like retrospectively, I don't like how he died. It just felt lackluster and pointless. and it didn't really add anything. I didn't feel worse. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
no,
didn't like it.
I didn't care that he died. So you're right. There's a difference between whenever he died and whenever Korg died in the Thor movie.
Yeah.
You know, or like, not died, but like, when Meek died, like I felt more compelled about why when Meek died or Korg got obliterated. And I think the reason is they just haven't done a good job to give us a reason to care about Talos before the show. And the show didn't necessarily build on why we should care about him dying. That sounds bad.
I think that they were trying to show us through Gaia because she was upset, but like she fucked off for like 30 years and didn't care about him for all fucking long time. So like, I don't know. The only reason you would care about him is from the Captain Marvel movie. And let's be honest, it was in the I saw it, I don't need to anymore category.
Yeah.
So I don't give a shit about him.
Yeah.
Before episode 6, I was ready to give it like a 7 out of 10. After episode 6, I'm saying 6 out of 10. I don't know. I didn't like it.
Yeah. So I think not making Fury the main reason this problem, like any conflict, got solved at all, was a huge downfall in this TV show. And I am gonna be. It entertained me still, so I'm gonna give it. I think I'd go with you. I think I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10.
It didn't feel like a chess match at all. It felt like Fury playing catch up for 6 episodes, trying to figure out what's going on, while the British lady was like on point the whole time.
Yeah. And you know what? If they're trying to replace Nick Fury, if Nick Fury's coming to an end of a contract and he doesn't want to be in Marvel anymore, fine. Make him a badass and then make him go out like a badass. And then have her just fill that mantle. That's all we need. Don't like you said, demasculate him.
Yeah. It's just not a huge fan. The premise that it started with was we have to help the Skrulls find a planet, right? And then what it ended with was now we're gonna murder them all.
Yeah. Now I did like that conflict at the end. Like that's a really cool.
See, I don't know. I feel like it's more pandering. It's more about like the racial conflicts in America right now. It's this series is very politically motivated, and it's very steeped in liberal ideals, which is okay. It's so blunt.
Yeah, but I mean,
so blunt.
That's exactly what I truly believe that is exactly what would happen if that situation did arise. It's because, I mean, humanity is always going to fight what they're afraid of. And they're afraid of it because they don't understand it, right? Like, they're afraid that something bad could happen, so they're going to try and meet it with force. And, you realize, like, not everyone is going out trying to kill people. It's only, like, a select few that come out in the crowd and, kill people.
That was the Proud Boys.
Yeah. And, their Reddit blogs are telling them that, these people were Skrulls. But, it entertained me, but it did not give me what I wanted. And that is rare that I don't like a movie. I think I'd still put this maybe over Eternals. I'd rewatch this more than I would want to rewatch Eternals.
I don't think I would. It's too much of a time investment. I will not watch this series again, probably.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the only time I'm ever going to watch this again, like, here is realistically where I judge a movie. If I'm going to make someone that I've never met, someone that I've actually like, and I'm going to sit down and rewatch all the MCU with them, what movies am I going to show them? Probably going to show them this one. I probably wouldn't show them Eternals.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
They both sit around the same to me.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason to watch them again. But the Eternals is only like an hour and a half, so I can power through that. I'm not wasting a whole day on Nick Fury who can't find his penis.
So, Rotten Tomatoes. You ready for this?
95%.
7%.
7?
Yep, for episode 6. This is just for episode 6.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree. It's bad.
They say the critics' consensus: a huge miscalculation in emphasizing brawn over brain. This finale is so misjudged that most MCU fans will want to keep it secret from their collective memory.
I am gonna. How do I become a fucking Rotten Tomatoes critic?
I'm actually convinced you are. Are you Brian Michael Bendis?
I wrote that review.
But I mean, I agree. Emphasizing brawn over brain. It
Yeah,
should have
man.
been the brain that won it, but you know, I
Yeah.
don't know. Marvel's just fucking it all down the toilet.
It's just weird. Like it's like every other one's great. You know. Like,
Yeah.
now we can expect whatever the next project to be fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Basically.
And then skip the one after that.
I almost kind of hate that Emilia Clarke. I love her as an actress. And oh my god, Rotten Tomatoes has her listed as an actor. Listen here, you slimeless fucks.
What? She is an actor. What are you talking about?
Don't you always get on to me for saying actress?
Oh no, I don't. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, she's an actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Olivia Colman,
That's not me.
the British lady, is also labeled as an actor. Anyways, the dude who played Gravik, I liked him as an actor. It kind of sucks that he was wasted on this.
He was only in like 5 minutes of the whole show. The rest was a CGI monster. Like,
I mean, yeah, but I liked him. Like, he was a cool character.
I know, I agree. I'm agreeing with you. Like, it's like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
You pay this guy to be there, and like, he's only there for a second.
Yeah. I am excited to see British Lady and more stuff. That is.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
She's cool. Emilia Clarke, I almost hate that she's Gaia because. Oh my god, can we talk about the fucking CGI Drax arm?
Oh my god, I'm like waiting the whole time, like, for you to stop talking so I can be like, we need to speak about how she got super buff arms. Because it was horrible. Horrible.
The worst thing I've ever seen. It was just like a short, pudgy, like.
Yeah, like, and she fucking flexes it. Oh my god, it was so dumb.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
The worst.
I'd rather see the fucking guy falling out of the fucking the fucking corp tower with his fucking jello-y arms than that.
Oh, so bad. But yeah, but I'm excited to see future of what these actors bring, but this show overall
not great. I honestly, I think that it's weird, but I think that the last episode really broke this whole series. Like, it could have been something special, but
yeah. You think there's a chance that maybe Marvel can just delete the last episode and then just leave it up in the air, and then maybe the movies in the future just address the problem? Can we just do that?
I don't know, anything's possible. They can't take it back from my memory of seeing it, though.
Yeah. Well, maybe what they can do is they can send someone through the wormhole and then have them like pluck the strings to tell them to like.
That's it, man.
There
That's it. Keep your eyes on Saturn.
Yep.
Oh, one point about Interstellar. I completely forgot about this, but like, I really like the concept of the wormhole being a sphere. That makes perfect sense to me. I didn't see that as pretentious at all. I thought it was a really neat thing because I've watched a lot of sci-fi and none of them are spheres. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
I'll give them that. All right, we are gonna wrap it up there. We are at an hour. So, final thoughts on Secret Invasion.
Poopy.
Poop hey. I also think it was poopy. I wouldn't even say go see it because I don't really see a reason to.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do anything for the series. You're better off just hanging out.
Yep.
I don't know why the outro music is not playing. Keep everybody entertained while I figure this out.
Well, I'll just go ahead and do my plug. So you guys can find me on Twitch at MomoJ, M0M0J, Twitter at the MomoJ, and on Kick at MomoJ. we're going to be doing. I'm going to be in Vegas this weekend, so this is going to be coming out. I believe Tony will touch on that. But the week after that, we should be talking about video games. Am I right?
Yep.
So, if you have anything that you'd like us to hit on, go ahead and send some suggestions our way. I think it'd be good to choose our movies that we want to do for next time.
I agree. I think that's a good idea. I got the music working. What do you want me to watch, Jordan?
I am thinking, how do you feel about rom-com?
I loathe them, but I can look at them objectively.
I absolutely
look at them objectively.
Some rom-coms. And here we go. You ready for this?
A lot makes sense now.
You ready for
Go
this?
ahead.
This one has some time
right.
travel in it. We're keeping the same theme.
Sweet.
I think I'm going to tell you to watch About Time.
I've not even heard of that.
I know. It's a very niche movie, so.
All right. Let's dive into some horror, and I'm going to have you watch Alien.
Okay.
The original Alien. Now, I'm going to warn you, this is a near-perfect movie. Like, it is critically acclaimed, so go into it knowing that it's rated highly. And this is 100% my favorite movie of all time.
All right.
Of all movies.
Okay. I will warn you, don't shit on it because it's a rom-com, all right? I need you to go into it.
Okay, so I have to remove rom-com bias out of it. I don't know how to do that.
That's fine. I don't know how to remove revenge because Tony gave my movie a bad review.
Oh, come on. All right. So like I have to be okay with the main character fucking up the relationship at some point and them finding love at the end?
I honestly think you'll like how this goes. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. It's a very good movie. So,
what's it called?
About Time.
Ooh, Rachel McAdams. She got booty.
Yeah, Rachel. That's why you can see why it's rated highly in my book.
And Margot Robbie.
Yeah, she's in there too.
She's the bad guy. She's hotter than me and you want to fuck her chick.
You'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you know I'm right. I gotta see where this is streaming. Because I ain't fucking paying for it.
Be able to watch
God
Alien?
damn it! I have to fucking... What?
Am I gonna be able to watch Alien for free?
Yeah, it's on fucking Hulu.
Is it really?
Yeah. I think it's on Disney Plus. Dude, there's nowhere to watch it. I'm gonna have to pay for this.
I'll Apple Pay you. Just rent it and just watch it then.
Fucking $4. I'm gonna go to the fucking bargain bin at Walmart and see if I can get it for $1.
It might be in there, honestly. There's not a lot of people that know about this. But anyways, Tony, hit us with your outro.
Oh yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at PrimeTony112. Actually, all socials, but I'm most active on Facebook and Twitter. This is pre-recorded. It's gonna be up live on Sunday, and then we're gonna hit it wherever you can find your podcasts on Tuesday of next week. Jordan's gonna be in Vegas, so anybody who's in town, go fucking get an autograph.
Yeah.
Wish him some fun.
Yeah.
I'm Prime Tony 112. This is Momo J, and this is Screenplay. See you guys.